all levels of basketball, teams have 5 players on it. At the college level, there are certain occasions where two teams can have different amounts of players playing against each other at the same time. And back in 2017, the University of Alabama learned that this was possible in a strange but exciting game against the University of Minnesota, which led Collin Sexton to get legend status in the college basketball world. So back on November 25th, 2017, the number 25 ranked Alabama and number 14 ranked Minnesota were set up to face each other. They were both undefeated teams at the time, with Alabama at 5-0 and Minnesota at 6-0. This was a big game because no team wants to end an undefeated streak, and both teams were within the top 25 rankings in the country. Minnesota was leading the game at half with a 41-29 lead, and the game must have been a bit chippy, as with under 14 minutes left, down by 7, the entire Alabama bench got ejected for entering the court because of a scuffle between the two teams. This left Alabama to have only the 5 players that were on the court at the time of the scuffle remain through the rest of the game, while Minnesota still had a full bench of well-rested players. With under 12 minutes left in the game, Alabama had a player foul out, so they were down to only 4 players left on the court, now down by 9 points with a quarter of the game still to be played. If you can't tell, this is a bit of a sticky situation, as those players are probably going to be pretty tired very quickly. And doing the simple math that Minnesota had 1 more player than Alabama, they should have a major advantage. Things then got worse for Alabama, as with just under 11 minutes left in the game, a player on the University of Minnesota team did a dangerous closeout, which led to an injury of a player on the Alabama team, now leaving them with only 3 players left in the game. Alabama was down by 7 points 3 minutes earlier, but now they were down by 13, with still a quarter of the game to be played. Things were going downhill very, very quickly for the team, and it looked like they were about to get blown out through the rest of the game. However, the opposite actually happened. Through the next couple of minutes, the game was pretty even between the teams, and with about 6 minutes left, Alabama was down by 15 points, which with all things considered was very, very good. Then with 4 minutes left, Alabama closed the lead to 12 points. A minute later, Minnesota's lead was down to 10 points. Then it was quickly down to 7. With less than 2 minutes to go in the game, the Minnesota lead was only at 5 points, then 3 points. The unthinkable was happening. A team with 3 players was somehow outplaying a team with 5. And even crazier, Minnesota was a higher ranked team, so this wasn't a case of 2 teams unmatched with talent. With a minute and 20 seconds left in the game, Collin Sexton had 38 points, an insane number for the NCAA Division I level that isn't hit very often. At this point, Sexton missed a mid-range jumper that would have put Alabama only down by 1 point. This was the end of Alabama's insane run, and they ended up losing the game by 5 points, with Collin Sexton ending the game with 40 points. This was a game that Alabama legitimately could have won even with only 3 players playing by the end of the game. In the second half, Alabama outscored Minnesota by 7 points. And if Alabama didn't have such a terrible first half, and if they scored more of their 9 missed free throws throughout the game, then they possibly could have completed the most epic comeback in NCAA history. Either way, Sexton's performance was legendary. Even though they didn't complete the comeback, this was one of the most electrifying performances in college basketball history, single-handedly headed by Collin Sexton, solidifying his name as a certified bucket getter. Was this one of the greatest performances in college basketball history? How hard do you think it would be playing with only 2 other teammates in a basketball game? Let me know what you think in the comments section, and remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel to show your support. Thanks for watching.